I'm challenging myself, and I would invite you to join the challenge as well, to maybe think just a little bit about engaging your core as we move throughout this practice. And it doesn't have to be anything forced, and it doesn't mean sucking your stomach in or holding yourself really rigid, but just as we move through the different postures, just maybe bring that to your mind and feel the core muscles working, because in the chair we're working a lot of core actually. So if we can get a little bit of engagement, it helps to build some strength. So that's my little spiel. So we'll go ahead and find ourselves in our seated mountain pose. Just taking a few moments to arrive before we begin our physical practice. So the feet are firmly rooted about hip distance apart. Sitting bones are rooted in the chair, weights evenly distributed. Maybe thinking about just zipping up those core muscles a little bit as we sit in our seated mountain, just gently drawing the navel towards the spine. The core also helps to support our spine, our back muscles. And once you've arrived in your seated mountain, maybe softening the gaze or closing your eyes, and we'll just take a couple of minutes to ground ourselves before we begin. So gently doing a scan of your body, just noticing what it feels like to be living in your skin today. Maybe you have some aches and pains, some areas of tension or tightness. Just noticing what those are. And gently guiding your attention to the breath as it flows in and out through your nose. Maybe noticing that the air that comes in is cooler than the air coming out. In the practice of meditation and mindfulness, we often use the breath to root ourselves firmly in the present. Bringing the focus to the breath links the mind and the body. If you'd like, maybe bringing one hand to rest on your belly, just in front of your navel. And we'll take maybe about 5 breaths just deep into the belly. So feeling the inhale, moving your hand out. Your belly fills up with air. And on the exhale, gently drawing the navel towards the spine, squeezing out every last drop of air. Taking just a few more breaths like this. Starting to bring our attention to the core of our body. Belly breaths can also serve to help calm us down, A good way to begin a mindful yoga practice. Letting go of these belly breaths, releasing the hand. And then maybe bringing your palms together to rest in front of your heart. Prayer seal. And maybe taking a moment to set an intention for your practice today. Something you'd like to focus on or cultivate through this practice of yoga. And before we begin our physical practice, just a reminder to listen to your body. Listen to its cues and messages, taking any options that feel right for you today. And slowly releasing the hands back to your lap and letting the eyes flutter back open. And we'll begin as usual with our warm-up, starting with some gentle movements of our head and neck. So we'll inhale in the center and exhale, looking over the right shoulder. Moving back to the front on the inhale, and then on the exhale, looking to the left. And just using your own breath to guide your movements. So when I give cues, that doesn't mean you have to move at the same pace as I do. We all have different bodies, different lungs. So we're all going to look a little different. And coming back to center, and next time you come back to center, shifting the gaze up on the inhale, and then down on the exhale, gently drawing the chin towards the chest. And moving back and forth on your own breath. Just testing your range of motion, making sure not to push your neck past the point of comfort. Just taking this time to see where you are today. And the next time you look down, rolling the head from shoulder to shoulder. Using the breath again to set your own pace. And if your neck is okay with it, you can do a full rotation of the head. And back in the other direction if you've done that full neck rotation. And then when you're ready, returning to a neutral position. We'll drop the right ear now towards the right shoulder. And then maybe, if it feels good, cradling the head with the hands. And some arm options, either turning the palm up on your lap or letting the arm hang down by your side. Feeling that line of energy from the left fingertips all the way up the side of your body. And breathing fully in this position. And then shifting your gaze, shifting your chin towards your underarm. And a little bit different stretch of the neck. And then when you're ready, coming back through center, releasing the arms. And we'll switch sides. So I'm dropping the left ear toward the left shoulder, and then finding your options. Maybe noticing the one side feels different from the other. This side feels a little tighter for me today. And then if it feels good, turning the head slightly, shifting the gaze down. And returning back to center, releasing the arms down by your sides. And we'll just start to gently roll out the shoulders. Roll them backwards first. Taking it nice and slow, really feeling each sensation. And then we'll switch directions, rolling them forwards. And releasing the movement, coming back to center. Maybe resting your hands back in your lap. Focus on the muscles in the jaw and the face. So just making some circles of your jaw. Any movements that feel good to release tension. I often find myself clenching my teeth when I'm concentrating or stressed out. So taking movements like this can help. And then on your next inhale, contracting all the muscles of your face, so scrunching your eyes and mouth, and then drawing the shoulders up towards your ears, contracting all those muscles. And then exhale, sighing it out, relaxing completely. We'll do that 2 more times. Inhale, contracting all your facial muscles, and sighing it out. And last time. Feeling the tension melt away from the shoulders. We'll continue with some arm movements, and we've done this one before. We'll start hands by the sides. On the inhale, we'll flip the palms forward and inhale the arms up halfway. Exhale, flip the palms down and bring the arms down by your sides. On the next inhale, we'll flip the palms out to the sides and inhale the arms out to the sides, coming up halfway. And then on the exhale, flipping the palms back down, bringing them down by the sides. We'll move through that a few times, moving with your own breath. So once again, inhaling up. Exhale, flip the palms, pressing the arms down. Inhaling up to the sides. Exhale, down. And if your arms and shoulders are okay with it, you can, again, play with your range of motion and maybe lift the arms all the way up. And then flipping the palms, bringing them back down. And then maybe the same to the side. You can go halfway or sweep the arms all the way up by your ears and then letting them fall back down. So we'll do that a couple more times, taking your own option. And maybe you do one option one time and one the other time. Notice how you're feeling. And we'll do that just one more time. Up to the front. And down. And then to the side. And letting the arms relax down by your sides. Now opening up the shoulders a little bit more. I'm going to spin around so you can see me. I'm going to, behind my back, just grab opposite forearms or elbows. So just finding whatever you can grab. Just letting the arms hang behind you, feeling the weight of your arms, releasing in the shoulders. Chest is open. We'll just breathe here. Also making sure we're strong through the core of the body, keeping the spine upright. Just noticing where the breath goes. And one more deep breath in. And then release on the exhale, releasing the arms down by your side. We'll do another little arm flow. So bending at the elbows and bringing your hands up, palms wide. On your next inhale, we'll push the arms out in front of you. So flexing the wrists, spreading the fingers wide. And then on the exhale, flipping the hands, making a fist, and pulling the palms in beside your body. And so then on the inhale, arms push back out. Exhale, making fists. Arms pull back in. And so just flowing through that a few times, feeling the stretch in the fingers and the wrists. And just moving mindfully. We'll do that one more time, pushing the arms out. And exhale, pulling them back in. And then letting the arms relax. And so continuing with the arms and shoulders, we'll inhale, spreading the arms out to a T position. Then on the exhale, giving yourself a bear hug, so crossing one arm over the other. And then we'll inhale back out, sweeping the arms wide. And then exhale, crossing the opposite arm over. We'll just flow through this a few times and then we'll hold on each side. Feeling that openness when your arms are wide, and then feeling the stretch in the upper back as your arms come in. We'll spread the arms out once more, and this time when we come in, we'll hold on this side. And if it's in your practice, you can move to eagle arms if you'd like. So it's a little hard for me to do with my port, but working the palms towards each other. And feeling the breath directed in the upper part of your back, opening through the shoulders as you breathe here. And then on your next inhale, sweeping the arms back out. And then we'll bear hug or eagle arms hold on the other side. Again, you might notice that one side you can do eagle arms, the other side doesn't work so well. Noticing, taking whatever options feel right for you in this moment. We'll take one more inhale. And then releasing the arms on the exhale. We'll do a couple of seated twists and we'll flow in and out today and then hold. Lots of flowing today. So once again, I'd invite you to just check in with your range of motion and do what feels good for you. So you can either on the inhale sweep the arms halfway up or all the way up. And then on the exhale, bringing the left hand to the right knee and twisting to the right. And then inhaling the arms back up in the center. And exhaling, twisting to the left. Flowing on your own breath. Twisting from side to side. And I would encourage you to maybe slow it down a little and really feel your abdominal muscles, your core muscles helping guide you into the twist. And then next time you come into the twist on the right, we'll hold there for just a couple of breaths. Lengthening through the spine. And your gaze can fall wherever is comfortable. Just straight ahead or over one shoulder or the other. And on your next inhale, sweeping the arms back up in the center. And then exhale, twisting to the left. And breathing fully in this position. And once again, lengthening through the spine and finding a comfortable position for your head and neck here. And releasing, untwisting, coming back to center. And we'll now open up the chest again. So this time just clasping the hands behind your back. Opening up and just a little bit different opening in the chest this time. Maybe even finding a slight arch to the spine. And if it's comfortable, maybe taking your gaze up a little bit. Maybe taking a couple of breaths deeply all the way up into the chest. Feeling the shoulder blades coming towards each other. And one more inhale here. And then as you exhale, releasing the arms, maybe giving them a little shake. And you'll bring the hands down, either resting on the sides of the chair or maybe on your hips. So whichever feels most supported for you. And then on your next inhale, bringing the left arm up by your ear, and we'll flow in and out of a side stretch. So as you exhale, just bending over to the side, and then inhaling to come back up. And flowing on the rhythm of your own breath. Maybe feeling a little engagement in your oblique muscles and side abdominals. And maybe again thinking about using the core to help lift your body up and down. And you can keep with this flow, or if it's comfortable, maybe holding to the side for a few breaths. Keeping the chest open towards the front. Feeling a stretch along the lower part of your side body. And your next inhale, rising back up. And exhale, releasing the left arm. And we'll switch sides now. So inhaling the right arm up this time. And exhale, begin that little flow, flowing to the side, and then inhaling back up. And you can let your hand and fingers kind of move however is comfortable. Don't need to keep them rigid. Letting your body flow with the movement and the breath. And then sticking with the flow if that's comfortable for you, or holding a stretch to the side. And on your next inhale, rising back up. And exhale, releasing the arms. And bringing the arms to your lap, we'll do a few rounds of our cat and cow. So on your next exhale, the hands slide toward the knees and the back rounds towards the back of the chair. And chin drops towards the chest. And as you inhale, the hands slide back towards your body. Chest opens, gaze lifts. And we'll flow back and forth. We're continuing to loosen up the spine. And you may also find your abdominals expanding and contracting as you move through this flow. And once more. And then returning to our seated mountain, neutral spine. And so moving down into the hips and legs, we can once again maybe grabbing onto the side of the chair or wherever is comfortable for a little support and sliding up towards the front of the chair. On your inhale, you're going to just lift the right foot up, bending at the knee, and then exhale, extending the right leg out. And then we'll just move back and forth. Inhale, bending the knee, and exhale, extending the leg. Then you can just bend and straighten the leg, or for a little bit more core engagement, you can add a little lift to the knee as it comes in. And so once more bending. And this time when you straighten the leg, we'll hold and just point and flex the foot, loosening up the ankles. And then maybe rolling the ankle in one direction. And then back in the other direction. And then bringing that right foot back to the floor. And we'll walk the right foot out, maybe turning out the knee just slightly. And coming up onto the ball of the right foot. And then we'll just let that knee drop in and out. So we're balancing on the ball of the right foot. Just opening up in the hips. And then releasing, bringing the foot back to the floor and walking it back to about hip distance apart, back to seated mountain. And we'll switch to the left leg now, that same little flow. So inhaling, bending the knee. Exhale, extending the leg. Just flowing back and forth on your own breath. And once again, you can choose to lift the knee slightly for a little bit more of a core workout. And then the next time the leg extends, doing a few pointing and flexing of the feet. And then rolling out the ankles. And back in the other direction. And then bringing the left foot back onto the floor. And we'll walk it out slightly. Turning the foot out and then coming up onto the ball of the foot so the heel is lifted. And then letting that knee drop in and out. And releasing the foot back onto the floor. And then we'll reset our seated mountain. We'll prepare to come into our forward fold. So taking an inhale here in the center, and then as you exhale, hinging from the hips, and then coming down onto your forearms. And a hand position I like here is to let the tips of your fingers come together. in front of your knees. Feeling the balance of energy flowing between the right and left sides of your body. And the back is straight, not rounded. And you may notice as you breathe here, you can cultivate some openness in the lower part of your back. And if it's in your practice, you may choose to fold all the way down. And this is a time when it's okay if the spine rounds. Just walking the hands down the legs, maybe letting the head hang. Or you can stay in the half fold. And when you're ready, walking the hands back up the legs. And returning to that seated mountain position. We'll come now into our goddess. So walking the feet out as wide as you want, but again, not wanting to feel any discomfort. And the feet are turned out, but feeling nice openness in the inner thighs. And we're going to do a different sort of arm flow in this position. So taking your arms and grabbing either at the elbows, forefingers, wrists, wherever you can grab. And we'll just begin to rock the arms from side to side, like you're rocking a baby. And then maybe, if it's comfortable, you can start to extend the range of motion, lifting the arms a little higher. And if it feels okay to you, you can even let the arms make a circle above the head. And so we'll circle in one direction for a few rotations and then switch. And we'll switch directions now if you're doing those 4 rotations. You can tell my arms are tight today. That's why I'm doing so many arm flows. And when you're ready, releasing in that movement, hands can rest on the thighs. And we'll prepare to come into an extended side angle. And again, if this isn't comfortable, you can stay right here in Goddess. So taking an inhale in the center, and as you exhale, coming onto the right forearm to right thigh. And then you can take one of several hand options. And you can maybe have the hand on your hip to give a little openness to the chest. You can extend the left arm up towards the sky, spreading the fingers wide. Or if maybe you want a little bit more openness in the chest, you can bring the arm around behind, finding a bind. So bring the hand towards that right thigh. And just maybe shifting your gaze upwards fostering that sense of openness. And breathing fully here. And it's also an option to let your bottom arm extend down towards the floor if you want even more of a stretch. And then on your next inhale, rising back up to center, releasing the arms. And maybe giving them a little shake. And we'll switch sides now. So inhaling in the center. And exhaling, coming down onto that left leg, the left forearm. And then finding the arm position that works best for you. So hand to hip, extended to the sky. Maybe finding that left thigh with the right hand. And also the option to let the left arm, the bottom arm, extend towards the ground. And when you're ready, releasing the arms and rising back up to center. Walking the feet back in, maybe taking a few windshield wipers since we were holding that position for some time. And then we'll reset in our seated mountain. And I have one more little flow for you, a gentle flow. Something that we sometimes do when we're in a warrior one position, but we're just going to do it from seated and use both arms. So letting the arms rest down by your sides. As you inhale, sweeping the arms up halfway, palms are facing each other. And then as you exhale, gently hinging forward as you sweep the arms back. And then inhaling, using the core to lift your body back up. And then flowing back and forth. And you don't need to fold very far. Just gently engaging the abdominal muscles, moving with control. And again, if your range of motion allows, you can let the arms lift all the way up. And then as you fold forward, maybe the arms extend a little higher to the back. And maybe letting your gaze follow the motion of your body. So as we rise up, the gaze also lifts, following the hands. We'll do this once more, bending forward. Back up. And then letting the arms release down by your side. And so bringing the hands to rest back on the thighs. We'll do a little bit more isolations of our oblique muscles. So as you inhale, shifting the rib cage to the right, and then exhaling, shifting it back to the left. So trying only to isolate the sort of top half of your torso. And finding, as always, a rhythm with your own breath. Feeling those muscles contracting and expanding. Well, let's do once more each side. And then coming back to the center. And we'll find our seated pigeon. So you know the options, but I'll go through them again. So you can extend the right leg out in front of you, foot is resting on the floor. And then just roll out onto the outer edge of the right foot. So the knee is dropping out, hip is opening gently. Or your other option, if it's available to you, is to lift up the foot, crossing it over the opposite thigh. Just a little bit more intense hip opening. And then bringing your hands either to your hips or to the sides of the chair. We'll take an inhale and then exhale, hinging forward with a flat back. And stopping at the first little sense of any sensation. And then breathing into that sensation. On your next inhale, rising back up using the strength of your core. And then releasing the leg, helping it back down. And we'll switch sides. So I'll take the other option on this side. So extending the left leg out, rolling on the outer edge of the foot, finding that openness in the hip, or lifting up that foot and putting it on top of the opposite knee. And the hands come to hips or the chair. Inhale to lengthen. And exhale, gently hinging forward. Paying attention to your body and stopping when you start to feel any tension or sensation. And then directing the breath into that area. And on your next inhale, rising back up to seated, resetting the foot. And we'll take just a couple of twists before we close. So crossing the right leg over the left, and then bringing the left hand to the right knee. We'll gently twist to the right. And it's up to you whether you want to engage the right foot. You can flex it or point it, or just leave it hanging naturally. Just experimenting with what feels good. Breathing fully into this twist. And one more inhale here. And as you exhale, releasing back to center. Uncrossing the legs and switching sides. And crossing the left leg over right. And then twisting to the left. Feeling the breath moving through the center of your body. Giving love to all your internal organs. And one more inhale here. And releasing on the exhale, coming back to center. Uncrossing the legs. And then finding a comfortable position to rest back for just a few moments of seated Shavasana. So maybe leaning back in the chair, extending the legs a little bit. Whatever position makes you feel comfortable and supported for these next few moments. Maybe your gaze softens or your eyes close once again. Bringing your awareness back to the sensation of your breath. The gentle rhythm it creates within your body. Letting your breath flow just as it is. Each inhale and exhale announcing the next. Expand your awareness to the sensations of your body. Feeling the feet firmly rooted into the floor beneath you, supporting your legs. Feeling the chair, the floor supporting you beneath your hips, supporting your back. Feeling your shoulders and arms relax in whatever position you find them. Bringing your attention to the muscles of your face. Noticing where there's tension. And using the breath to help find space and further relaxation. Now bringing your attention to your heart center. Tuning in to your emotions. Just observing what's present. Feeling the breath fill your whole body from the tips of your toes all the way through the center of your body, through your heart, and up through the crown of your head. Filling your body with life force. And then exhale, finding release, relaxation. When you're ready, allowing the breath to deepen slightly without forcing anything. And maybe inviting some gentle movements, wiggling the fingers, wiggling the toes. And maybe making some bigger movements, maybe taking a stretch. Whatever feels good as we wind down our practice. Once again, when you're ready, bringing your palms together, resting in front of your heart center. And as you breathe in and out, maybe reflecting for a moment on the intention you set. Give yourself thanks for coming to your chair today and taking this time for mindfulness and self-care. I wish you all a wonderful day. Namaste.